everyone, and welcome back. Oh my god, I have coins here. I should probably put those away. Well, I was sitting earlier, and I'm just taking a break right now. I was reading Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami, and I hope that I pronounced his name correctly. But yeah, just taking a short break before I finish the chapter I'm on, which I believe is chapter 3. It is currently 1:20 in the morning, and I realized I haven't posted in a while, like in 10, 11 days or so. And it's been mostly because I've had some issues with trying to film. I keep getting tired. I know you already know the reasons, It's the same reasons as always. Sometimes I let some more time pass. Sometimes I do have the time to sit and actually record something. This is my little bag of change. And little is maybe not the right word. This is already pretty big. It's not even full. It's like up to here. And it's already heavy. So it's probably going to be a lot heavier. But we're not here to talk about my bag of change. I actually wanted to have some time to maybe talk about, express, some issues with, I guess you would call it imposter syndrome. I'm not very sure though. I'm not completely sure if that's what you could call it, because I think it's just something that is normal to go through if you have the enough knowledge and you're conscious enough and self-conscious enough that you realize that you don't know everything, you can't possibly know everything, and actually relatively to everything that can be known, you pretty much know nothing. And I know that that's something like a lot of people say, and you'll hear it a lot from all kinds of people, but it seems that it's one of those things that people sort of like consciously know, but they don't really process and they don't really understand, because the more I talk to people, the more you look around, it's like everyone speaks as if they know everything. And it's not about speaking with conviction, right? Like being doubtful in your speech. You're supposed to be, solid with your convictions, and you should defend them and everything. But people don't talk about the things they believe as things that they believe, and then have the reasons why they believe it, and then be able to defend it in an argument or a debate. It's like people just have the convictions that they have, and if anybody challenges those, it becomes a fight, and there's not really any debate. So it feels like, it looks, you could conclude that people don't really live with the knowledge that, they don't know much. It's like they think they know everything. This is more prevalent with the more ignorant a person is, of course. And we already know that the more ignorant somebody is, the more they think that they know everything. So, you should always speak with conviction, defend your convictions, and have the reasons to back up why you believe what you believe. But, have that consciousness that you might be wrong, and there might be something out there that you don't know that completely just destroys your your belief. Like one of the interesting aspects of philosophy, the more that you read about it, the more that you read different philosophers, the more that you realize that everybody has a point and everybody does tell you the truth. Everybody's giving you concrete truth and actual real points, like these things are not necessarily wrong. But the problem is every philosophy is gonna have that point where if you push the epistemology far enough, it just crumbles away. I call it the epistemology game, and I see a lot of people using it as a debate tactic, and many people fall for it. One of the ones that I've seen do it the most is, or at least lately, one of the ones that I've seen do this the most is this guy Andrew Wilson. I think that his method of argumentation, of debating, is just playing the epistemology game against his opponent. And I mean, the people that he debates, right? He's debating this like, she's an OnlyFans girl, and she's trying to defend like the idea of autonomy and personal liberty, which is also tied to the sexual freedom of people. Because of course, I mean, she does OnlyFans, but Andrew just keeps playing the epistemology game with her, and there's a point where she can't like justify why those things are, if not good, quote unquote, at least not morally reprehensible. But it's because he keeps asking the same question, and she's smart enough to like notice that he's just asking the same question over and over again. And she keeps telling him that the core value here is autonomy. But he just keeps pushing it because he doesn't. It's like he wants a transcendental justification for his morality. And only he can play that game because he's the Christian in a debate. But the problem is that if you can push it against the Christians as well, you can just be like, okay, well, I'm not gonna do the whole line of argumentation here, but it would start from like question like, how do we know that what God says is good is actually good? Is it good because it's good in itself, or just because God said that it was good? And if it's only good because God said that it's good, isn't that a problem? Just little interesting things like that. And with these debates, I mean, the debates are done. This shit is so over. They have completely bastardized what a debate is supposed to be. You're supposed to. I think that the one of the only people that I've seen lately, or maybe I just haven't looked far enough. Maybe I've just looked in the surface of the debate communities of YouTube and whatnot. But one of the people that I've seen that is very honest in the way that they debate, and that is truly trying to get down to truths and to like actually find the truth, would be Slavoj Zizek and Alex O'Connor. I think those two are the ones that I watch the most, and I can tell that they're not trying to move the conversation to a point where they're absolutely right, and they're not trying to just win the debate, even though there is some of it still perfect, because it's just human, Yeah. When you're in it feels like a competition, and you want to win that taken seriously. So it's good to speak with conviction, but to have the consciousness to know that, to have enough doubt, a healthy amount of doubt that you might be wrong, and just be willing to change your mind. There's going to be a lot of times in your life when you're going to change your mind, except maybe for your core principles, like whatever philosophy goes around your core principles. That's probably the philosophy you're going to stick to. And there's also the aspect of aesthetics, right? It has to be a philosophy that feels right and true to you. So that also comes to a point. It's kind of funny because you enter this world and you enter it trying to find depth, and you consider things that would fall under the field of aesthetics as shallow because it's just aesthetics. But the more that you look into things, the more that you read, the more philosophers you encounter, the more you learn. It's like you come full circle, and you realize it turns out it was always just aesthetics. Which it has its positives and its negatives, of course. And its negatives, I would say that maybe it's not that we are shallow. We're just not considering that aesthetics are a lot deeper than we would initially think them to be. There's a lot more to that. And the way that I want to connect this whole thought back to the imposter syndrome, or what I think I could call the imposter syndrome, is so I started my Substack account and I wanted to post short essays that would be like articles, and I realized that at the moment of sitting down and actually having to write down, formulate an idea, I don't have a problem with formulating the idea, but I do have a problem with feeling like, there's the question just keeps coming back to my mind of, do I even have the merit to be speaking on this? And it's with even things that I would consider my convictions that at that moment, I become more doubtful than maybe I should be. And start questioning, well, what if there's something out there that I haven't read, or something out there that I don't know that proves that idea wrong, Am I saying something worth saying? Am I just saying something that has been said multiple times? Am I saying it, or if it's something that has been said before, am I saying it in an original way? I think I'm more concerned with that as well, because at this point I don't think that you can write anything that is original, and that applies also to fiction and things like that. I think that if any idea that you have for a story, it's probably already been done so many times, or it's more important to focus on how you're telling it. That's why character-heavy stories tend to be better than stories that just focus on the macro, like on the big picture stuff. The ones that focus more on I guess centralized, focused on a specific thing. For example, the novel Stoner. That's a very good novel, and it's a good novel not because it's a fantastical story. It's a pretty mundane life of a pretty mundane dude. But the story is so heavy with the character. It feels like very, very raw, very real. it serves as a good mirror back to yourself. And I think that's good. I think we need more books like that. I actually considered when I finished reading Stoner, it reminded me of Notes from Underground by Fyodor Dostoevsky, sorry. And it's like, it reminds me of the man from the underground. But if it wasn't a complete ass, if he wasn't consumed by his bitterness, and he was just pathetic, but not pathetic like in a way like insultingly. I don't mean pathetic like, he's pathetic. I mean more like a way that you feel for him and you want to feel for him. Hold on, I think I saw something fall here. I might be just schizo, but I thought I saw something fall from the roof. But it was like a very subtle shadow. And I just found a spider in my kitchen, and I took it out because I didn't want to kill it. It probably came from outside anyways. I don't want to separate it from its family. Just, it's better to just capture them and put them outside. Especially because they're great pest control, natural pest control. But anyways, yeah. And there's that fear that, are my thoughts worth reading, basically? Hold on, let me readjust my chair. Oh, shit. I think I almost fell. But yeah, it's been an interesting couple of days for me. The last few days. And I've just been wondering, this, that same question, just not even do you have the merit, as in well, do I even have, if you need some kind of expertise to speak on something, you don't. But it's just, are my thoughts worth reading? I don't know. And I genuinely don't know. But it's also infuriating because I see people putting their ideas out there, and they're clearly not bothering with anything. It's like they just go right ahead with the knowledge as they have it, as is. It's zero research, and just go with them. And I see that a lot of those have a lot of people agreeing with them, and a lot of people being yeah, hell yeah, that's exactly what I think, bro. And it's not necessarily what I want. I don't want the attention or the fame or the clicks. But it is concerning that I'm sitting here just wondering and thinking, where am I wrong? Is this even worth reading? Is it worth somebody's time? And then there's somebody just out there just insulting everybody's intelligence, and people just gobble it up. I don't know. And it's not that they're not deep enough or anything like that. They're just not fair to whatever they are combating against. It's like people just keep building these straw men they can fight against instead of the actual opposition. And it's just lazy. I consider it just lazy. Again, I saw maybe it's my hair, probably my hair. Or it's probably the fact that it's like almost 2 in the morning and I haven't slept very well lately. I had a migraine like a couple of days ago during the weekend. Oh boy, during the weekend. You can have a fucking migraine during the weekend. It's the worst. But yeah, I don't know what you guys think about that. What does anybody that actually, if anybody sits through the entire video and listens to anything I said, I wonder what your take is on that, you know? And I saw it again. I'm just losing my mind right now. I'm just losing my freaking mind. It's very late. I might not finish the chapter actually. And then I have to go to the gym tomorrow. Oh my goodness. Imagine going to the gym with no energy. It's the worst. I've done it a couple times and it's just not good for anyone. But yeah, I mean, I wonder what people think. And I can't really like talk much about these things with people, with friends of mine, because I just receive silence. I don't know if they think I'm crazy or if they just don't know what to say. But I only have like a couple of people that I can actually talk about these things and they do respond. And they tell me like what they think about it and things like that. So it's like a little cathartic to sit here and do it for a video. Plus, if I do it in ASMR style, it'll help some people to sleep, to relax. At least that's a good thing, because now I have like 2 goals. I want to talk about this. I want to know what people think about it. But I also want you to just fall asleep and relax. So if you fell asleep, I win. And if you respond, I win. Even if you insult me. Like if you get in the comments and you're like, oh, you're a moron because this is and that. Which is part of the fear that I think might be part for a lot of people. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like this thing. I feel it like this, right? But sometimes I consider like, I wonder what other people that have the same feelings might consider. And one of the things that came to mind is probably like the utter violence of other people and their just visceral reactions to anyone that disagrees with them. So you'll have an idea, you'll present it, and then somebody in the comments is like, you're a goddamn idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. Or you are gay, or whatever. So it's something that I consider. I don't even know why specifically, because I'm talking for myself here, but at the same time, anytime that I have these kinds of thoughts, I do consider like how other people that might feel the same thing would see it and how they would feel about it. Maybe I'm looking for a solution, you know? I don't know. I don't think I am. But at the same time, maybe. You know, there's a lot of things also that your subconscious doesn't just outright present to you, even to you as the person. There's a lot of things hidden in the psyche, and trying to decipher yourself is a nightmare. So what chance do you stand with anybody else, you know, or anything else out there? So you also have to like consider that and think to yourself, could this be a desire from my psyche to have a certain outcome? Maybe I desire people that think like messages and be like, I 100% agree, bro. We are like kindred spirits. Which is something that I think is something that is important to me, because I don't think I've met many people that were like kindred spirits. Even my friends that I hang out with most of the time. I have a small circle, so in real life I hang out with like tops three maybe people, 2, 3 people maybe. And I can say, I don't know if it's sad, but I can say that none of them are kindred spirits. You know, there was someone, but they just kind of vanished. But yeah, I think that people that I have found that are kindred spirits, I would say, are more like online friends, which is really interesting because recently I found one. I found a friend who was very it just feels like we're kindred spirits, and I mean that like not something that is just somebody who has your same interests or likes or things the same, but like there is a attachment, a connection, and it feels like you've known them your whole life, and they weirdly know you every time that you express a thought or say anything. They understand it, and they are, you feel they are on your level. Like they are. It's just the vibes, bro. It's just the vibes. It's the aesthetics. It comes back to the aesthetics. But yeah, it's like something like a stronger connection. And for that, I would say that it's right at the moment I know 2 people that are definitely definitely kindred spirits. But yeah, I'm not gonna drag this out for too long because I'm starting to feel sleepy, and you know how I get when I'm sleepy. I just start going all over the place and talking about random shit, and then I'm gonna think back to what I said. What did I say? Did I say something stupid or weird? And I'm gonna be like, let me just record it again, and it's gonna be a mess. It's not good for you. It's not good for me. It's not good for anyone. But yeah, I should have said it in the beginning. But like, subscribe and comment and all that good stuff, or dislike. Block me and call me an idiot in the comments. That'd be pretty funny to see. Anyways, I think I'm gonna cut it here, and thank you for listening. If you did sit through the whole thing, I hope that it relaxed you. Helped you sleep.